A capacitor is a passive two-terminal electronic component that stores electrical energy in the form of an electric field. For many years, scientists have been working on this property of storing electrical energy so that they can replace the capacitors with the batteries, and calling these capacitors as supercapacitors. So, are they ready to replace batteries? Let's find out. So, supercapacitors in some ways are the opposite of batteries. Batteries can hold a decent amount of energy but take a long time to charge. Instead, supercapacitors charge in just seconds or minutes versus hours, but they hold only a small amount of energy. The main difference between a battery and a capacitor is that the former needs a chemical reaction to operate, and in case of capacitors, they consist of two metal plates, one with positive charge and other one with a negative charge, and the energy stored between two plates is used to operate. Now, supercapacitors, which are also known as ultracapacitors, differ from normal capacitors because of their very high capacitance, which means they can accumulate electrical charge on the surface on a much bigger scale, which means the amount of energy supercapacitors hold is very dependent on the distance between the two plates and also on the how big plates are, which isn't convenient in electronics because in electronics we need everything to be small. Small means very small. There are number of advantages of using supercapacitors. Supercapacitors can be fully charged almost instantly. They are much more durable than lithium-ion batteries used in our smartphones, lasting through number of charging and discharging cycles with little degradation in compared to lithium-ion batteries. The only but very important disadvantage of supercapacitors is that they store a very low amount of electrical energy in compared to lithium-ion ones. Scientists are trying to find ways to make supercapacitors store more energy. Some scientists are working to build capacitors using promising materials that might be able to store more energy. Graphene is one example of such a material. Other scientists are also trying to combine batteries and supercapacitors so that they can combine the properties of both. There are plenty of possible applications of supercapacitors. Recently, the S Pen of Samsung Galaxy Note 9 has a low energy Bluetooth module inside, which is powered by the supercapacitor inside it. This makes S Pen to charge in just 40 seconds and gives it enough juice for 30 minutes of use. There's a lot of interest in supercapacitors for electric vehicles too, and Tesla's CEO Elon Musk has said that supercapacitors, not the batteries, will be the technology that really changes the industry. Shanghai has a network of buses that run on supercapacitors called Kappa buses. At each stop, the bus charges the supercapacitors, and this gives it enough energy to drive for 10 to 15 minutes to the next stop. Supercapacitors could also be used with batteries so that they can minimize the damage caused to the batteries due to charging and discharging quickly, which in turn extends the life of batteries. So, supercapacitors are not reliable with electric vehicles. For now, regular lithium-ion batteries are still the best fit for electric cars and smartphones. But for how long can we depend on lithium-ion and sodium-ion batteries? The technology of the battery is already over 100 years old and has to be replaced, and one of the top candidates for that is the supercapacitor. So thank you guys for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and also give this video a big thumbs up if you like this video. So guys, see you in the next video. Bye bye now.